that to be there. Hello, good morning. Still not. Oh, wait, now I'm hearing something. Hello, Bobby Warren. Wait. Hello, Bobby Warren. I need you to tell me how the audio sounds. I had a slight issue with it, but hopefully it's good now. Anyway, good morning. Hello to most of us. Good evening to some of us. Good night to some of us. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bobby. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You got other things going on in your life, so I get it. No problem with that whatsoever. So, a couple quick questions. One, is my audio sounding okay? And then, more importantly, it looks like I probably need to move my camera because it looks like I am being covered up by the um, subscribe button down there that I have burnt into this. So, let's move this up a little bit. And let's go with that right there. I think I can do everything I need to do from here. All right, so what this is I can't sleep. I went to bed around 2:30 this morning, and I woke up around 5 and couldn't sleep, couldn't go back to sleep. So I got up and was doing some things on the computer, and then I thought, you know what? I had issues with my audio last night on my main stream, so I need to fix that. I need to figure out what's going on with my streamer bot audio, and I need to fix it because it's starting to get a little annoying to people that something's supposed to play, it's supposed to have audio, and it doesn't. So this is what I'm doing now. You're going to see I have two things set up. I have my streamer bot right here, and I have my main OBS right here. Now the reason I'm using a portable version of OBS to do this. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is because I can come in here and I can go down to the troublemakers, which oddly enough is a great guy, and I can test it by coming up here, highlighting, right clicking, test the trigger. Now what's going to happen is Great Guy's picture is going to show up here, and I'm looking for the audio to be going out over here, and I'm guessing it went out, but I'm not 100% sure. The reason I say that is if I come back up here to the top and I come over here and right click this and hit the triggers, there's no audio to this. So there's no audio coming through here whatsoever, although it shows there's audio right there. So I'm going to look into that. To look into that, I have to right click it, test the trigger, and come over here, go to properties. No, that's not what I want. Actually, it is what I want. I don't want it to loop. This could take some time. We'll test the trigger. I'll go into properties, and there's no audio to this, so that's fine. So one last time, I'm going to run it over here. We're going to go into advanced audio properties, and we're going to change this to monitor and output, and that way I'll hear it in my ear. If I hear it in my ear, then I know it's going out over YouTube. If I don't hear it over my ear, then I'll know I got to fix it. So I'm going to check that. Naturally, I don't hear it in my ear. So I'm going to presume there's no, well, actually, I can check that right down here. We'll go to Great Guy, right click, test this, and I didn't hear it. This one's going to be fun to catch because it's so quick. But I'm pretty sure if I go in here, go to advanced properties, and I'm just going to put this for now on monitor and output so I can hear it. And we're going to hit test trigger. Naturally, I'm not hearing it in my ear, so that this is just going great. I really ought to run this over to, in fact, I'm going to run this over to my, well, I don't think it will go out because Night StreamBot is not connected to this OBS. It's connected to my main OBS. So we're going to go in there and put these all back the way they should be because I just realized I am not going to hear that. So that's got to be monitor off. And then the bubble zoom homie has got to be audio off as well. Okay, that one's good. I thought I changed that one though. That's the trigger. There we go. We'll put that back and we'll be good later. I will check this later on today before I go live. So I got all the way down. Bobby's saying I got good audio. Good deal. I got all the way down to Hey Greg, and that was one I was having trouble with. So I'm gonna test it. His picture plays, and then there's supposed to be a somebody say Hey Greg. Now I don't know if I can come up here and actually put a command in here or not. It's not looking like I can. Generally I can, but apparently I cannot. It's kind of weird. I still can't put a comment in there. Maybe I can put it over here. So if I hit exclamation, well, it's not going to play because it's coming. This is not going to work. Because if I hit exclamation G and then play it, it's not going to work because it's not connected to this OBS. So that's not going to work. I'm going to continue because I kind of know where the problem lies. So we're going to go to the next one. Going to go, hey Ken, and I know this one works. And how I'm going to check this, it's going to get a little bit weird here, but I'm looking at the commands right here. This is on, hidden, hidden, hidden. That's what it's supposed to do. Then it's supposed to turn the microphone off and the desktop audio off. Then it's supposed to come back on down here, and it does. If I were to right click and edit the sub action, that's supposed to say false, and it does, so we're good. So that's good. Now we're going to move this back over here so I can see OBS. We're going to go to the next one. I'm going to right click it, test the trigger. Tony Wowell's picture comes up. So that's good. I'm going to go to Jeremiah Johnson, right click, test the trigger, and the desktop audio is off, as is the microphone, which is what I want because that way, if we're talking on Zoom, then we don't overtalk the effect that's being played. And then this one, Ken is right. Test it. And I believe it's good to go because it's right there. Now this one I can probably go in here and maybe actually get this one to play in my ear. Because this is connected to my earbuds. Test it again.
I'm looking into the camera.
I can hear it.
The camera. Are you
Doug
watching
Betts
me
is
right
talking
now?
in my head.
I am. Are you watching me? Ken Stout, you're right.
So there's a couple of ways I know this is working. I know this is working because if I watch the audio mixer right here, I see that
I'm looking into
Ken
the
Stout,
camera.
you are
I'm
right,
looking in the
comes
camera.
up.
Are you
I
watching me
can
right
hear
now?
it in my ear.
I am. Are you watching me?
So I'm going
Ken
to
Stout, you're right.
put this back to.
I'm looking into the camera. I'm looking in the camera. Are you watching me right now? I am. Are you watching me? Ken Stout, you're right.
And I got to move this over a little bit because I need to be able to see.
I'm looking
this
into
one
the
right
camera.
here,
I'm looking in the camera. Are you
I'm
watching
going to
me
put
right
that to monitor off. I can no longer hear it, but I know it's playing because it's right there. So we are good to go with that. Now we're going to grab this and bring it over here. I don't need to see this whole command. I know what it is. Joe and Chris. Hello, Joe. Good morning to you. I couldn't sleep last night. If you go back to the beginning and watch this from the beginning, I explain it. I went to bed about 2:30, and I woke up 5 and couldn't sleep. So I've had this problem. I need it fixed. I just figured right now is the best time to fix it. Now this one, if you'll notice, is, oh, what did it just did? There we go. This one you'll notice is in red, which means I've disabled it. It's not going to play. If I come in here and I enable it, and then I right click to test the trigger, then you'll see it's right here. Now I can verify this is working by go to advanced properties, play it again. This is sometimes this is really fun. You test it, advanced. I'm not fast enough. There needs to be a way for this to actually. Let me see if this will do it. No, it won't. Yeah, we want active sources. We clearly want to see what's going on. So I'm trying to watch the chat as well as. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of getting a little bit laggy due to memory, I think. So if we come up here and right click this, test the trigger, REL, advanced, here, there. I may have gotten it. Now, I may be able to hear it in my ear this time around. I know there's audio. I've got my DaVinci machine running. I can hear the audio from me. We're going to test it. I got it in my ear. So now, I think I want to leave that exactly as it is for now. I know that's what I want. I want that to go out over the internet. I can't test it on my Stream Deck because, again, my Stream Deck is connected to this version of OBS right here. I am running, and this will be interesting. I'm running this version of OBS, and it's going to mirror because it's looking at itself. So we'll put this back over here, make this full screen, and one more time, we're going to test the trigger.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
And I might have made it. This may take 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 times for me to test this out to make sure. Yes, it's fixed. This one's good to go. So we're going to go down to the next one. It's called Meow. Well, obviously I had some weird thing going on with that. And if I go over here and look at what it's supposed to be, then I can take this all the way over here to sources. And then I can move my sources out a little bit so I can see them. Wonderful. Won't let me. I ought to be able to make this really super large as far as, yeah, there we go. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So now, when I bring this down, pick it about right. Oh, I didn't want to do that. We want that to be when it rains, it pours. I want that to be actually this size here. And then I want my streamer bot, which is right here, to be over here, but I want it to be on that one right there. And I want OBS to be on this one right here. All right, this is a little bit better. I can work with this, even though I really don't need OBS that big. I think I can get away with swapping these around, but we're going to do this. I can bring this to here. I can see everything I need to see. I can extend this out a little bit. And now we're good to go. Now I am going to go make one real quick change over here on my DaVinci machine, and we'll go from there. Be easy for me to see the comments. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good, except my picture is extremely too big. I can hear the audio now, so I can mute the audio here, and I'm good to go. And then I need to come over here, and my picture is just way too big. And it probably needs to come over here to this corner, because that way I'm not interfering with anything that's taking place. I can still see my here, and I can still see my sources here. Why did I move that around, and why do I want to see my sources? Well, because when I come into this one right here, meow, and I have it turned off, we're going to enable it for a second, and then we're going to right click, test the trigger. Well, that's why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I can check out what it's supposed to be doing. Coming over here first and looking at the command, it's supposed to turn off the clocks and turn off the clocks and turn off zoom, and it's supposed to go to a source in the main Zoom YouTube stream and say, or show probably an image. So now, mabuhay. Yes, it is early morning for me, like 0644. So it means it's 6:44 p.m. for you. So we're going to come over here. I don't need to see the entire screen, but I want to look through my sources right here and see if I can find the word meow. The only way I know to do it, because you can't search, kind of a fault of DaVinci or DaVinci OBS, you literally have to manually search for the word meow. And sometimes I can zip right through here and they jump right out me like a sore thumb. And sometimes I have to go through it 4 or 5 times to find it. This is probably going to be one of them 4 or 5 time moments. And if it's in here, then I may discover I have another issue, because I've discovered already there's another issue. For some reason, OBS is losing its connection to some of these places I've put these to, through no fault of my own. I got an ad. Whoa. I'm going to skip it. And now I'm going to go back up through here. So I'm looking for the word meow. The lower screen, holiday logo, sources, laptop, snow. Probably easier if I grab this slide bar and just slide it like this. Or just scroll it. Chances are I don't have this in here. And I don't. So to clean this mess up, what I'm going to do now is we're going to come over here, and since meow doesn't exist, this is not working at all. We're going to right click, we're going to delete it. It should delete all of this, and it does. We'll go back to, this one worked when I tested it. It doesn't have any visual to it. It's just got audio. And now in order for me to see that, I'd have to come over here, and we're good to go because I see that it's working. So that's a good thing. So I'm going to set this back up so I can watch both at the same time, which is basically about right there is all I need to see. I'm going to go to the next one. This one I've been having problems with for a long time. Now there's nothing in here right now, and I know that because this is set up as a Stream Deck function, not a streamer bot function. So we're going to go see what this is supposed to do. Scrolling credits test doesn't have anything in there. So pretty sure it doesn't need to work. Now, somebody's saying, well, it won't work on Streamer Deck either because here's Stream Deck. It's connected to my main OBS, which is up here. So in theory, I can hit the button right here and it's going to play. Now it's got some connectivity issues sometimes, and this is one of those times. It starts and then it freezes and then it picks up and goes just like that. That's been going on for a while now, and I don't have any clue how to fix it. All I'm worried about now is when I shut all this down here in a little bit, take a little bit of a nap, turn it back on for tonight's live stream, that it's going to work just fine. It's a crapshoot, basically. So this goes on for three things. The Dancing Girls is for a friend of ours in Las Vegas. The pig is I copied it off of another creator, and then the scroll I copied off of a lot of creators. So we'll see if it works. Here comes the pig, and you can see that. I don't need this to be shown because it's doing its thing. So there's that. And then now it shouldn't have gone to there. This is really weird because that's not where this is supposed to go. But there's the scroll. The scroll is actually showing the scroll from people that are actually watching the live stream now. Kind of cool that worked. Kind of not cool that it picked up a part sooner than it wasn't supposed to. So we're going to call that one okay for now. Fingers are crossed for tonight. We'll go down to the showgirls. We'll right click, test the trigger, and they play. So that's good. I don't need to come over here and look at any of this because, yes, I do need to come over here and look at this. I don't have, this didn't mute and that didn't mute. That's a problem. Because I'm pretty sure I set this up to all that's supposed to be muted out. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go here. So it turns off everything. And you know what? I do not have that command in here. I'm missing two commands. There's the scroll going by, so this is good. Although I think it skipped the pig, but that's fine. So I got to go get those commands. So now what I have to do is I got to remember where they're at. I think it's in maybe Hey Greg. Yes. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy that sub action. And then I'm going to go back to I think it was this one. Yeah, I don't have that one in there, but do I need that? Yeah, I do need that one in there. So we're going to go down to an empty spot. Maybe, maybe not. I got to find an empty spot in here to do what I need to do. We're going to right click over here. We're going to paste the sub action, and it's going to be all the way at the bottom. Well, it should have been all the way at the bottom. I don't know where it went. Live and unscripted, not practiced. So I'm going to make this full screen for a moment. Let's see if there it is. So this has to be moved up to, so this turns off things. The email goes away, Zoom goes away, the clocks goes away, the other clock goes away, and the dance. So it's got to go between the West clocks and the Dancing Girls. So we're going to grab it, and we're just going to move it right up here to right there. And we're going to go test that. Actually, yeah, we're good. Actually, now we're going to go test that by reducing this Bring this over here so we can see the mixer. And what we're looking for now is the microphone to go off when I run this command. So we're going to hit the command, test the trigger. Beautiful. Look at that. The microphone goes off. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see that microphone get muted. Now, the next thing we're going to mute is we're going to mute the desktop audio, which is right here. I want these two to be muted when the effect is being played. Now, I theoretically, I don't have to watch the rest of this. I know it's good because I just know it's good. Now, theoretically, I can repaste this down here at the bottom, which this may or may not end up being disastrous. So we're going to paste the sub action again, and it's going to be at the bottom. Now we're going to edit the sub action because no, I'm going to go grab the right one because I need it to be the desktop audio. So I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to delete this. And I'm only doing that because I'm tired. And this is why it's where it's at right now, is because I have gotten here and messed with this stuff, and it was the wrong thing to do. So I know Hello Greg has what I want, or did it. Yes, there's the microphone being muted. I don't have the speaker, so I've got to go find one with the speaker. Here we go. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to the Showgirls. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to move it up, all the way up to right there. And then we're going to test it. Bring this back over here so we can see the mixer. Now this didn't come back on yet because I haven't put the command in there to do that. So now we'll turn the microphone on. We'll hit test the trigger. And now both the desktop audio and the microphone get muted. And the music from the Showgirls is playing. Now, this next part's really easy. And it's confusing, but it's really super easy. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, please. So we're going to go right click, copy the sub action. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to right click paste. And we're going to go down to the sub action, right click edit. And we're going to change this word right here, true. We're going to just change it to the word false. So we're going to take true out of the picture, and we're going to put in FALSE. And we're going to save it. And we're going to grab back up here. We're going to grab the microphone, right click, copy the sub action, go all the way back down to the bottom. We're going to paste the sub action, and then we're going to right click, edit, and we're going to change this to the word false. We're going to hit OK. We're going to put this over here where we can see everything that's going on. And of course they're off because the action wasn't there yet. We'll turn them back on, and we will test command. Goes to the dancing girls, and it's going to go to the pig, and then it's going to go to the scroll in that order. Fingers across. VH Ringer, what in the name, what in the wide world of sports is it going on here? I can't sleep, man. VH, hello VH, good morning. Hello Charlie, good morning. So what is this the homies do? I don't know. It's just me. I got this locked down. I'm using it. I hope my camera's going over there somewhere. I've only moved it twice. It looks like I really need to crop it down a little bit, but this is a problem that I've been having at night, and enough people kind of got on my bottom nerve last night, and I wanted to fix it. And I'm going to apologize to some people tomorrow night during the live stream. Since I couldn't sleep, why can't I skip the second ad? Come on, doggone it. There we go, skip. Google no longer recognizes uBlock origin. I don't have an ad blocker right now. So this is what I'm doing. I am testing this to see that it's going to work. And if this works, well, this is the old one. That's crazy weird that that is playing the old one. But the whole point of this was to make sure the desktop audio turned off and the microphone turned off. And then when it's through, it comes back on. So we're going to continue to march over here. We're going to go to Showgirls. We're going to right click test, and that one's not working. So why is that one not working? Well, since we don't have anything playing, we can bring this over here. And I thought about 10 minutes on how I wanted to do this. All right, this is not looking too promising. So this is supposed to turn off something and turn something on. That's supposed to turn off something. Well, you know what? Goodbye. You are the weakest link. I'm the weakest link. It's just about done. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. No, no, we don't want to hear that. No, it's comfortable here right now. Actually, may have to turn the fan on a little bit if I'm still up. So now we'll go down to spam. That's not going to work because it's turned off. I'm not going to mess with it. If it's disabled, I ain't messing with it tonight. We'll go down to subscribe. We will right click test. And apparently that one doesn't work either. So let's take a gander at it. What's supposed to happen? Supposed to have, oh, this one does work, I believe. I think this is more a speaker bot as opposed to a, oh no, it is got two things in there. So it's supposed to go to the main Zoom glowing sub button. So let's go take a gander at that. We'll make this full size. We'll look at the, we need glowing sub button. Now I really wish I could do a F3 search for the word glowing, but I can't. I have to literally go through here and look for the word glowing sub button. And believe me, I spent more time doing this than I really want to do. But it all will work out in the long run. Hopefully there's no echo. I can still hear that coming from over there, so I'm hoping I'm good. And I'm looking for glowing sub button. I apologize. I have to look at that, or I got to move that, and then I got to look at a real little screen, and it sucks getting old. I don't see the word glowing. And I do this twice. I run it down the source list. I found an issue with this one earlier. I'm going to stop here. Okay, this is supposed to be in D, OBS introduction, polka dot moving. So if I were to turn this on, it's there. When the box comes on up there, that indicates that it's there. So what we can do to test this is we'll grab polka dots and we'll take it all the way up. Oh, I saw glowing sub. Now see, that's weird. I was looking for that a while ago, really slow, and I couldn't see it. Now when I'm buzzing through it, I actually saw it. So we're going to turn this on. There we go. That's not going to stick around. I'm sure y'all can figure out why. So now we're going to keep that there and remember that. Now I did see glowing sub button. Where did I see that at? Right there, glowing sub button. We're going to turn it on. And right there it is. I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to leave it on. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it to the top. Once it gets to the top, we will put it right there and turn it off. Turn it back on. And there it is. Glowing sub button. And it's just going to cycle in and cycle out a couple times, I think. Yep. So that one's good. I can leave that one there. Now, let's go see if it's going to work using the ever popular and famous, wherever it might be, This one right here, StreamerBot. And we're going to shrink it down so we can see everything. Make it a little smaller over this way. So now I can see the mixer and I can see if it's going to work. So we're going to trigger this by a right click, test it, and it shows that there's audio for it, but I don't recall it having audio, and I also don't recall that it didn't work. So I'm going to try it again. Should pop in about right up there. Looks like it's not going to. So this is what I do with that. For tonight, I'm just going to disable it. That way, if someone were to happen to try to run it, then they're not going to see it. So we're going to go to the next one, which is subscribe, like, and share. It's already turned off, so we're good there. We're going to make sure that one's turned off. That one's turned off. I know that one's turned off. I know that one's turned off. I know that one's not turned off. I thought it was. So we will right click, test the trigger, and that looks like that did actually start something. In fact, it did, but it's in the wrong spot. As you can see, if I retest this trigger, bring up OBS right here, right click, test the command, that's doing what it should do. What it's not doing is it's not turning anything off. It's keeping everything that's on. You don't see anything here to turn off the clocks and turn off everything else. Again, I'll deal with it later. This is basically because there were some audio issues not working. So now we're going to go down to, that's it. All of these that are in red aren't going to work because they're disabled. Everything else should work. If I were to come over, well, I can't because, again, I'm running everything that you're seeing from this streamer bot is actually ran from this OBS version. I'm running this live stream from my portable version so I could demonstrate what this is all supposed to do. And then if we come in here and make this the way that it should be, then it would be a whole lot easier to see because it's bigger. So this is not a tutorial on OBS by any means, but we all know for OBS to work, you have to have a scene, you have to have a source, and then it will put out whatever you want to put out. For example, I could come over here and hit my intro right now, and it's going to put my new intro, maybe not, up on the screen. And since it's not timed, it should go out here in a minute, and there's no audio to it, even though it thinks there's audio because it says Picard jokes right there. Now, I'm going to test something. I'm going to come down here to the 44th scene, which is my capture card. My capture card is showing the live stream and chat. That doesn't seem to be the same Nightbot I've tried. That's not Nightbot. This is StreamerBot. Nightbot is working because I see Nightbot, excuse me, I see Nightbot says, "No, John, I'm not a robot." That's a little humor between John Williams and myself. And then I've tried to point it to a couple channels. Speaking of Nightbot, I do want to figure out how some creators highlight people's names in Nightbot. I haven't been able to do that. Now, what you're watching right now is I'm not showing Nightbot. I'm actually showing StreamerBot. StreamerBot just got an upgrade, and I think that's where a lot of my problems started. When it upgraded, it lost a lot of connections to some things, and we just didn't catch it in time. And some of it I did on my own. So rest assured, Nightbot is over here by itself. It's its own entity. StreamerBot is over here. It's its own entity. Pretty sure I've been told the two can't communicate. It can run into a lot of problems, but we'll get back to that. So we're going to go back up to here, and then I'm going to actually move this off a screen. Now I can get real fancy here And I could put this up here like this. And we could turn this somewhat into a little bit of a StreamerBot OBS issue in that I could, or can I? Yes, I can. I sure can. So we're going to leave this right here. I'm going to put this over Zoom. It's not going to affect me. I'm still going to be here because it's just behind it. What I am going to do is we're going to come over here, and I apologize. This is going to be messed up for a moment. We are going to add another source, and we're going to get a display capture, and that's fine for that. We're going to hit OK. I'll leave it on automatic. I want to test this out. We're going to grab one of the smaller computers. That's not the one I want. That is showing you StreamerBot. I don't want that. I do want that, but I don't want that. Actually, I do want that. So we're going to hit OK. So because it's on top now, my picture went away and the other display capture went away. So we're going to put it down here. Ew, that ain't going to work. But I'm back and OBS is back. So if we turn off display capture 3, then it automatically jumps down to here, which that's what I'm going to do for right now. We're going to leave this one on, and then we're going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to leave everything as is right now, and I'm going to control this from within here. So you see my camera on Zoom down here in the lower left-hand corner. I'll turn that off. Now you see a commercial because this is for some reason jumped down to my 44th. Why did it do that? We're going to turn. Oh, that's fine. Go back to the main Zoom. We're going to turn my camera off. We're going to turn off the display capture, which is this one. And now you're looking at the other display capture that I went and grabbed, which is my, I don't know, BH Ringer. I don't know. I don't know if there was an update or not to Nightbot. I just recently started messing around with it about a week ago. I'm growing. It's growing on me. I'm working on it. We'll see. So come back over here to the Bubble Zoom Homies. We're going to right click on the command. And then we're going to watch right over here in this window. And because I no longer need to go find sources, we'll make this rather large. And we'll hit the command first. And then we'll turn this window back on so you can see it. And there it is. It works flawlessly. As soon as it's done, it's going to go back to there. This is perfect. This one works without, this one has always worked flawlessly since the beginning. Then we're going to go check another one real quick. And I'm not going to show you that I'm clicking on it. You just have to take my word for it. We're going to test the trigger. And there's Complaining Doug. I know it's got audio because it's just playing here. You guys aren't going to hear it. I'm not going to hear it because this is on my main OBS. But it's working. Now it's going to shut off. There's a problem. Ah, there we go. It's a little bit laggy, and I think I can fix that. And I think I can fix that relatively easily by turning this off, looking at the commands, and I go yada 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 yada. This comes on, this comes on. The microphone and audio came on last because the microphone and audio are last. Now I don't know if I can highlight both of these. You cannot. You have to move them one at a time. So I want the audio to come on first. I'll put that there. And I want the microphone to come on second. And I'm going to put that there. I'm going to start the command by testing it. And then I'm going to turn that back on so you can see it. 3, 2, there it is. Now we're watching the audio mixer for these two to come back on when this is done. And if they come back on, then we're, oh, look at that. Wonderful. Good boy, Dougie. Good boy. So this is a good thing. I've actually accomplished something tonight. Now, mark my words, this evening, when I go to play this, when I go to do my live stream, it won't work. Microphone goes off, audio goes off. The Zoom homies can talk all they want. Nobody hears it. You hear the effects of the video. That's my granddaughter and me. That comes back on. Two for two. Woo! Let's go see what this one does. Oh, that one's disabled, so I'm going to leave that one disabled. That one's not. That one works. That one's disabled. That one's disabled. That one's disabled. So, hey, Greg, I'm going to watch the audio again. I'm not worried about anything but the audio. The audio is not right. Son of a gun. You know what? I thought I had that fixed. No, I don't have it fixed. I actually have. I've got it. Okay, this is an easy thing to fix, actually, I believe. If I bring this over here to this screen, and this may go on for a while. I'm not going to go away from this until I actually get this fixed. So I'm looking at how this works. Turns off the clocks, turns off the clocks, turns off the stream, turns off the email, turns off the subscribe button, turns off the microphone. Then it plays all this, blah, 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 blah. Then it turns on the clocks, turns on the clocks, turns on Zoom, turns on the email, turns on the subscribe button, and it's supposed to turn back on the desktop and the microphone. Well, this, we're going to right click and we're going to copy it. We're going to repaste it down here. Then we're going to move this up to here. Then we're going to come in here to this one. We're going to right click. We're going to edit. And we're going to change that word false. Anybody? Anybody? We're going to change it to true. We're going to delete the word false. We're going to change it to TRUE. And we're going to hit OK. We're going to put this back over here somewhere so we can maybe see it. We're going to turn off that. We're going to right click on this. And all we're going to do is watch the mixer when I bring it back over there. And we're going to see, okay, I'm not fast enough, so I'm going to re-trigger it without showing you it. Right click, trigger. They go off. These are off and off. They are on. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. One more check to make sure that the audio is going out. Test the trigger. No, the audio is not going out. Oh, you know what? I know why too. Because the desktop audio plays the great guy thing. So I will look at that later today in an unlisted or private live stream and figure out what's got to be what has to happen for that to work. I only want Greg's audio to play on that and nothing else. I'm sure it can be done. I may have to reach out for some help to get that done. We go to Hey Ken. We test that. Turns off both the microphone and that one's not working either. Although this should be the audio for that. I'm not sure why that's not working. This is going to be probably an all-day process for me. Huh. All right. Now I should be able to hear this in my ear by doing that. You know what? It's not playing. Why is it not playing? Monitor and output. That's correct. I know you guys can't see this, but so that's two I've got to look at later today. Now, But I thought I had those playing correctly a while ago. That's not saying, so there's 3 I've got to fix. This one doesn't have audio, even though it probably shows it does. It does not have audio. Yeah, it used to have audio, but I got rid of it. So I believe I'm going to wrap this up. It's about 7:17, which means I've been doing this for about 47-ish minutes or so. I've pretty much got what I wanted accomplished, except a while ago I actually heard it say, "Hey, Greg Guy," and now I'm not hearing it because this is not. So if I turn that on and then retest the trigger, okay, that's not working. So can I disable this? I can. So I'm going to disable that. I'm going to right click, test the trigger. I'm still not hearing it. This is frustrating beyond all major belief. So we're going to turn this one off. We're going to go look at this. I disabled that command. I right click this. That should play that, which it does, but it's not playing the audio. So I'm going to real quick make a change. You guys can't see it. Now we're going to turn zoom back on, right click, test. It's still not playing. That should be, I actually set this to be on. Monitor and output means it's going to go out. And it was working earlier in this live stream. Now it's not working at all, which is interesting. Excuse me. They are playing in my ear. We'll look at something over here real quick. It's a still image. So that's doing what it's supposed to do. That's actually showing the image. And I can verify that by turning off the clocks, turning off Zoom, turning off the email, turning off that, coming back down here to Greg, turning Greg on, and Greg's image is going to show. I missed a clock. Oops. So I want to turn Greg off. I want to turn on the subscribe button, the email button, the Zoom button, and the other set of clocks right there. So now we're back to what will be a normal live stream. I think the problem lies over here. Susanna Morgan, proud single mother. Hello, Susanna. Good evening to you. It's 7:20 in your neck of the woods. So I think the problem lies over here, and this is really hard for me to read. So I'm actually going to drag this back over here. And now you see me twice. You see me down in the lower left-hand corner, and you see me up in the middle of the screen. And I don't think anyone's joined. Nobody has joined. I've got this actually private, turned off. Only I am here, and I do that so I don't get interrupted and I can get my stream out that I'm trying to do. So I do believe if I turn this one back on, yes. So the problem lies in here somewhere. We turn off the clocks. We turn off the clocks. We turn off the clocks. We turn off the microphone. This has got to be active because it's supposed to. Oh, you know what? I know why it's not working. It says right there, speaker bot, not streamer bot, but speaker bot. Speaker bot. We're gonna go turn speaker bot on. I bet I hear it now. You won't hear it, okay? Because again, I'm using version B to play version A. I'm using the portable to play the main thing. And there we go. SpeakerBot is now up actively running. So we're going to bring StreamerBot back up. Now I'm going to test this. I'll bet you I hear this in my ear now. And I guess I need to bring OBS back up. So let's get this over here. Let's bring OBS back up over here. And that should bring that up momentarily. And there it is. Now, if we right click and test that, we're going to hopefully.
%user% said hello, Greg Guy.
I got it in my ear. It said %user%, and because there's nobody attached to that OBS, it's not going to say a specific name, but it did work. Now the question becomes, if I re-enable, boy, this is getting to be like fun. If I re-enable this command right here, yeah, actually there are, DH, I agree with you on that. I turned streamer and SpeakerBot off at one point in time because it just got overwhelmingly crazy, and it's slowly getting back to that. So I'm going to enable this. I'm going to trigger the command. I'm hoping Greg shows up over there. I'm going to turn that back on, and I'm hoping I see and or hear Greg in my ear. And by Greg, I mean a voice saying, so-and-so said, hello, Greg Guy.
Steve Dodd said hello, Greg Guy.
Awesome. Even though it muted, it still did go out because it's a StreamerBot command. So we are good. That also tells me a couple of them that I know should have played earlier that didn't play. I've got to go recheck them real quick. So I may just do that real quick like. Okay, Doug Complains is not going out like it should be going out, or is it?
Ourselves a treat. Delicious things to eat.
I'm hearing him in my ear, so I'm going to shut that off. I know that that's good now, but actually I'm going to restart that command because I just cannot get over here quick enough to make these changes. By turning the monitor off, this is going out over YouTube. It's no longer in my ear, and it bugs me when it's in my ear. So I think I'm good to go. I'll check some of these here in a little bit. I know I had one other one to check. Oh, dinosaur roaring. So we're going to go dinosaur roaring. And just so you guys understand, dinosaur roaring, this is the actions. We're going to turn zoom back on right here. We're going to right click. I'm going to right click on there. And it's not playing. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to hopefully get it. I think I may have gotten it. I don't know. Oh, one must laugh at oneself sometimes. There it is, in my ear. I don't want it in my ear. So we are good. So we're going to actually replay it one last time. We're going to go here, go there. And it's good. It's no longer in my ear. So that is going to wrap it up. This has actually turned out way better than I thought because I got, yeah, cool. BH Ringer says he heard it on YouTube. Awesome. I didn't think that would work, but lately I've been learning quite a bit when I'm trying to show something and try to fix something, especially in DaVinci. William Dawson and I have been working practically every day, 2 and 3 times a day on projects, more for William than me, and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy logging into his system and moving things around for him, and I try to teach at the same time, and most of the time I'm able to get done what I want to get done, most of the time. I will say that sometimes I do not. Come on. No, I want that one. I want this one off. And then I want this one out of the way. And I've worked with a guy named Sonny Helzer who's in New York, I believe. When I can't figure it out, then I reach out to him and say, here's what we got. Here's what we want. How do you do that? And he's never failed me. He's always figured it out. And it's usually something simple. Um, but I've only been doing DaVinci for about 4 years, and I am barely scratching the surface, and I know this. What I do know, not to be bragging or anything, I know well. What I do know I can help Bill out with, I can do fairly well as well. Um, and sometimes it's a struggle, like tonight, it was a struggle. Charlie Purdy, I can hear it and it sounds and looks great. Great, cool. Thank you, Charlie. And I will see you tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping tonight, fingers are crossed, that this all works really good. Let's put it to one last test before I go. Let's get this out of the way and let's hit the outro, as it's called, and see what happens. There's the dancing girls. Now, is my voice still being heard? If you hear my voice, put a 1 in chat. If you can hear me talking, put a 1 in chat. Oh, actually, you can hear me talking. Oh, yeah, I know. I realize that. I'm watching my main OBS and it's muted and it's muted. But guess what's not muted because it's not affected by that dumb string deck? That'd be my voice. Bad, Dougie, bad. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do really appreciate it. I did not expect anybody to show up at 06:30 in the morning, let alone the people that have been here. I cannot express my, this is wrong. I got to figure out why that's doing that because it's supposed to go strictly to that scroll right there. Now, it might be because I'm running this from here, and I'll test that as soon as I end this live stream. I'm going to run an unlisted live stream just to check that right there alone because it's not supposed to do that. Now, I can check it right now by going up here and starting this, going down here to the actions. Well, if it would ever catch up with me. So, turns off the auto mixer. It shows the dancing girls. It shows the dancing girls off. Shows the pig, turns the pig off, shows good night. Right here, new good night is, oh, that's the new good night. Okay. That is correct, actually. If I click on this, then it goes to the new good night in the main zoom. If we go over here to this and we put it back to Snoopy, I think it is. And then if we, there's no save or play on this, which is ridiculous. We're going to go back up here. We're going to close that. We're going to hit the end again. Are the Dancing Girls music going over YouTube? I'm not sure because no. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, BH. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I'm good. This is just a run to see if this is going to go to the pig and then strictly to the stroll. Actually, it should go girls, pig, Snoopy, cat. Maybe. I don't know. So far, girls, pig. That's correct. Didn't go to Snoopy. That's fine. But it also did not. Nope, there it is. So that's good. So it did go to. It went to Snoopy actually because it's highlighted. So I've got to figure out. So this is awesome. The scroll's working. It's a little slow, but I can fix that. That's an easy fix. Problem with that is if I get a lot of people chatting and I slow it and I speed it up, then it goes and we don't get to see everybody's name. If I slow it down and we get to see everyone's name, but we don't get a lot of people, then it rolls a blank screen for a long time. So that will do it for tonight. I appreciate everyone. Oh, actually, this morning, I appreciate everyone who was here. You guys have a great day. I probably am going to upload a looping live stream later today, and I'll explain all that sometime tonight. So with that, I bid you adieu. I'll check Zoom later. Yeah, Zoom's running. I'm here. Good night, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Have a great day. See ya.